It's no good news, David. It's only bad news and irrelevant news.
Every cloud.
Do you want the good news or bad news? Doesn't matter. You'll moan either way. We're on cloud wine. It's not really catching on yet. And to be honest, if I was going to a place to receive, or stumbled upon a place to receive F1 news, and this was the news that was presented with me, I would moan too. So that's actually warranted. Not gonna lie. Off the back of Susie Wolf, is she? Does she need to be burned at the stake type thing? Back and forths. This person. Sort of what's her name? Oprah. Yeah, Oprah. If you know, Drake and Josh reference. No, you know. So I don't know why I said like it's a small little club I was creating there by saying if we get the joke together, and then I said Drake and Josh immediately after it anyway, revealing anyway. Yeah, Oprah, sort of, you get a car, you get a car. It was, you get a team statement, you get an apology, you get a team statement, you get a team statement, you get an apology. What else was going on? I don't know, other stuff. It was crazy. There was a lot of news. New track, 10 years, lock me in. Madrid, crazy, great. Oh, we're having a great time. This week, here's the first thing, just to show you the level we're at. Sauber, which is, I believe we're talking about, was this Alfa Romeo we're talking about right now? Which is a decent name, Alfa Romeo. My least favourite team. Well, not my least favourite, because I don't actually have anything against them. Just boring, never think of them. You would just hate to drive from. You're getting your chance in F1. I know it doesn't matter, and I know it's the team that Leclerc went into, and maybe there's a stepping stone there if you're decent, that you'll go into a Ferrari. Maybe, or is that just by chance that's what he did? But I don't know. It's not main character. It's not, supporting act. It's kind of, it's sort of day player, walk on role, featured. You're one step up from a supporting artist, which is fancy talk for an extra. Yeah, Sauber, Alfa Romeo, I think is what we're talking about. Will run a stake F1 team kick Sauber, which I just love how F1 is just, they're so good at marketing these teams. They just, so catchy with the names. What will they go by is what I want to know. Because, I think I took this from Fastest Pit Stop, which is, sort of an F1 news Twitter account or whatever. And this is where I saw it. And it's that's not really news to me. That's like saying Mercedes will, or let's say they were called something else. Let's say it was called Merc. And it said next year they're going to be being labelled Mercedes, Petronas, whatever they're called. No one refers to them as that. So are they actually going to go by just Sauber, basically? Because no one's going to call them Stake F1, Team Kick Sauber. This is just a bunch of words next to each other. This isn't a name. This is just a bunch of different brands next to each other. McDonald's, Spyro. It's crazy how you can't name brands on the spot when you just want to think of something. What did I say? McDonald's, Biro. Like the pen? Is that Biro? That's not even a brand. That's just a type of pen, right? I don't know. You get the point. It's just a bunch, no. I'm not good on the spot. Stop me. Maybe they'll just go by Kick Sauber or just Sauber. I mean, Kick Sauber. It just sounds crap. It just sounds like a self-deprecating kind of name. Kick Sauber. Get them gone. I mean, we've all been thinking it. I think another team's renaming as well. Although I don't remember who at the moment. Something I saw was actually more funny. Less news, but more just kind of, we're going to address the Checo in the room. I feel like that needs to be a new phrase for the younger generation. Elephant in the room. Gen Z? I think Gen Alpha's the one after that, right? Do the youngins of today know what elephants even are, really? I doubt it. I don't think elephants are really what the kids know about. The kids these days, yes, they're on their phones, but it's more to argue with each other. No one knows what elephants are about. That was a thing of the early noughties. when the internet first sort of became a thing, all of a sudden it's let me go on Google, let me find where I live or whatever. Oh my god, there's my house. Yep, that's what it looked like 10 years ago because these pictures are old. You know. Oh my god, I want to look at animals and countries that I can't afford to visit. Oh my god, Google Images. You know. The kids of today don't know what elephants are. I doubt it, right? But you know who they do know? Checo Perez, and we need to address the Checo in the room because Red Bull, they do one of those classic, classic humble things sports athletes do at the end of their career or seasons that are impressive is take a picture of all your trophies, it's this big kind of flex thing. Which I don't know why, because whenever you look at like the coldest photos ever type thing, it's usually like the more nonchalant photos or like the more, candid photos or the more like, different, than the this. For example, my mind goes to I don't know basketball players, and I'm gonna Google it real quick because I'm not getting this one wrong. I believe it's no, I'm not gonna say it out loud. It's between two people in my head who this photo is. Kobe, and I was always gonna say Kobe, so don't worry. Yeah, the Kobe photo where he's like chilling in what looks to be a sort of, I mean, I'm sure it's just like I'm about to say a disabled shower room because it looks like a wet room you could just wheel your wheelchair in. Then I realised this is a sports person. It's obviously just the change room showers. I don't know why he would have walked into a disabled toilet for his. Anyway, but you know what I mean. It's like more of like that's a cold photo. But anyway, so they take these photos of like the two of them sitting amongst all their trophies. Like wow, look how dominant they both were this season. And someone just walking in who doesn't really watch him much, or they'd go, oh, wow, look how many trophies they have. Oh wow, whoa, and it's like, can we like put the ones in front of Perez that are actually just his? And look, I'm not saying he would just have two. How much would he actually have? I think he I want to figure out actually because I can. F1. What should I type in? Results 2023. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is still a lot to have sat in front of you. But if I can find that image again, I don't think I even need to. I think, no, that can't be right. Oh no, yeah, that is right. I want to say Max would have at least double that. No, at least double that, which makes your pile look significantly more insignificant. Either way, Sergio, keep doing your thing, mate. Hate to shit on you. Season's not even happening right now, and here I am, still just pooping all over you, pooping all over a guy who has 10 Formula One trophies. I know. There's literally no way in this world you can succeed without being hated on it. It just ain't fair, is it? I know. Look, I don't make the rules. I just implore them. I don't make the rules. Apparently Beaver does, and apparently I know him. Oh, here was something interesting, actually. Which, I mean, how old is Max Verstappen? You'll see why when I read out what this is. Max Verstappen... age. Do you want to tell me, Google, or are you going to make me hunt him down and ask him myself? 26. I would have guessed 26 as well, which you don't get an award for that, but I would have. I'm quite ill right now. If that wasn't... Well, I'm not really ill. I've got a runny nose. Let's just be real about it. Let's not fake it. Max Verstappen on what he thinks F1 will look like in 10 years. Now, I don't really care about any of this until the end. He goes, petrol will probably be gone. But our sport is already becoming greener and more sustainable. One thing is for certain though, Max Verstappen will no longer be there. And I did have to check, is this a real quote? Because you've spoken about yourself in the third person, and I just wanted to make sure, is this real or is someone else saying this about Max? All of a sudden did we change perspective? Why is he, okay. But no, I think this is a Max quote. It's just that, sometimes people talk about themselves in the third person. And you know what? I'm not going to hold it against him. What I do find interesting, though, well, is that actually that crazy? 36 he would be then in 10 years. He said one thing's for certain, though. I won't be here. Now, 36, I don't know, it seems to me in Formula One you can go for longer than other sports. In the realm of the sport, that anyway, you can go for longer. How old's Alonso? I think that's where we first need to go with it. Now, is Alonso? I've not been watching the sport enough to know if Alonso's a bit more of a. He's 42. Now, I haven't watched the sport enough to know well enough if he's like a outlier. You know, if that doesn't happen often. How old was Kimi Räikkönen? Kimi Räikkönen was full screen it would just so I can actually say. Kimi Räikkönen was, oh no, he's going to tell me how old he is now. He's 44 now, and I started watching in around 2020. So he would at least been like 41. So both 40 plus. Look, if you're really good, you stick around. I mean, I was surprised just because Hamilton clearly has got the best skincare routine going that probably contains, considering, remember there was that thing about this skincare thing, and the ingredients were like children's, I don't even want to say, but it's just like, and that was like a confirmed thing. And it's like, that's how people are getting, you know what I mean? So I don't know what Hamilton is rubbing into them paws, but how old is Hamilton? Hamilton is 38 and he's still looking for an 8th dial. So he's 2 years older than 2 years older, right? And off the back of dominant winnings, well, not now, but you know what I mean. Verstappen saying for sure, Verstappen won't be there, and he'd be 2 years younger. Is interesting because it feels like all these guys kind of don't get out is what I'm trying to say. So, and I know he wants to I've heard this from other people that he wants to do other stuff, try other bits and bobs, all racing related. So that's interesting. It just makes me think. Okay, to me, that says if you're willing to say, in 10 years, one thing's for certain, I won't be here. To me, that doesn't sound like, in his mind at the moment, he wants to be racing up until 36. To me, that says he wants to be done before 36. Now, the rest, now we've got to start, guessing it. How much before? 2 years? 4 years? Before he's 30? Don't know. Let's just say he wants to be out of Formula 1 by 30, because it's a round number. That is 4 years from now. If they were dumb, let's say, but here's the thing though, he's won 3 now, and if he won for the next 4 years, that'd be 7. So he'd only be a season away from. But I feel like a part of it is the fact that maybe winning's great and all, but I don't know if he's motivated by statistics and just gets boring or whatever, just winning and being out front all the time, not actually racing. You can tell he's dying for a race. I don't know. I guess the only thing that's interesting about it is whether, if he wanted to and he wanted to stay here until he was 40 something, there's a very good chance he'll become not only a driver with the most titles, right, out of all of them, but, I don't see it being impossible. Or do I? I've not watched. The thing is, my knowledge is I've not watched Formula 1 enough to have a big enough knowledge pool to know. Because although Red Bull feels so dominant now and feels so uncatchable now, at one point that was Mercedes, right? So surely it goes without saying that they'll swing back around at some point and take it back. I mean, so 2008, 2014, 2015, not 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So there was little gaps in between 15, 17, little drop there. But they're from 17, 18, 19, 20. And when he didn't win in 2021, it was very, very close. So, I mean, we've seen, technically though, Verstappen wins 3 in a row. Which, you could argue by this recency of the Hamilton stuff. maybe Max has only got one more in him or one more after that, and then maybe what? I don't know. They say your voice gets high when you're, lying or not confident in something, but, for me it's the complete opposite, so don't look into that too much. What else do we have on here, though? Because I've spoken about that for way too long. Nothing else, really. Just that Hamilton left that trophy behind, his P3 trophy, because he was, like, making a stand and saying, fuck you, FIA or whatever, because, the FIA are... Well, they've done a lot of stuff, they kind of stopped him getting his 8th trophy. Well, that was less the FIA, that was more like Michael Massey. Because Michael Massey is he loves fun and a good time, and he kind of just said, he sat back and went, who would I be if I didn't let this, if I didn't let him slug it out? Who would I be, to deprive the people? And then he sat back and went, this is sin. He sat, but he left, got fired, I don't know. But in his mind, I did the people's work or whatever. I did the he doesn't regret it. Just that, and Lando Norris being incredibly zesty on stream with Angry Ginge, which if you don't know, then get to know. Especially if you would describe yourself as a stan, which, wow, that's crazy. It's crazy that people would call themselves stans when, like, I feel like that's usually would be a word someone says about you. Anyway, I need to stop. My nose is very blocked and it's making it very hard for me to speak in a way that makes me feel like snot's gonna go everywhere. Anyway, odds on. Cloud wine. Boo-hoo. Not wine like drink. And see you next week, and hopefully more's happened. Thank you. Goodbye.